to see the growth of the scene and the community at large to where you have that many schools represented, and even some top players like I believe Sonics is a part of his university's team. I want to say that there are a couple other top players, especially in like mid Texas. So yeah, it's just really cool overall that we have these opportunities available. Okay, it looks like we're gonna get the stage counter pick. Not sure where they're going to go. If they're Byleth, you would probably want them to be on, I would say, a mid-sized stage, because it's really matchup dependent too, because you know you don't want to really be on like a small stage versus a fast character, because then you're going to get rushed down a lot. But looks like Hollow Bastion is going to be the pick, and wow, it looks like we're going to be going against Byleth and Refit. This matchup will be pretty interesting. I think that Byleth should win overall just in terms of the matchup, just because Refit has pretty strong options, but they have a pretty linear game plan in that they're going to want to use their neutral B a lot and just really use that header. So it will kind of just boil down to how well this Byleth knows how to deal with header and what options to use against it. Already getting the Nair into the early percent combo, has the Refit off stage. Great percent by this Byleth so far, keeping him off stage. Refit not really getting any opportunities so far to get in. He's kind of been on his back foot since the game started. Finally reclaiming center, using the header to try and hit the Byleth, hoping to get some opportunities out of that, but a great back air to put the Refit off stage. Good uses of the header to try and contest the Byleth recovery. But now we got this Byleth, wow, and that's the stock. Fair kill so early. We didn't see the red spark, so maybe he could have DI'd it, but still overall, died pretty early nonetheless. Using the Nair, and this Byleth is continuing to keep the lead. Yeah, and so far this Refit has been getting some stray hits, but they haven't really had a chance to have like a proper advantage state. It's really just been, I would say, the Byleth mostly winning neutral and kind of winning these neutral interactions. Finally has the Byleth off stage though, but wasn't able to cover the roll, and so got him back off stage, and now the Byleth looks like he's regained stage control. Have the Refit off stage. This looked like a pretty bad position. They're already at even stocks, and considering the fact that the Byleth team was already down before, it's interesting that now the stocks are even, and now pretty much anyone could win this game. This Byleth will have a bit of work to do, and that's why he really wants to hold on to this stock. Really, at least take another one from this Refit without losing his, because he's still gonna have more people to play afterwards. Oh, but a great fair. Second time fair is going to be taking the stock to catch him in the corner. Refit answering back immediately with the down smash, I believe. This Byleth down to one more stock. Trying to do the sun salutation out of the header, but does get the double dash attack. Tries to read the tech option with the smash attack, but winds up getting reversal, got hit with the down air, and now the Byleth has regained stage control. Ooh, risky F smash, but able to get the dash attack afterwards to maintain his advantage. Yeah, Refit trying to use a smash attack to call out an option, but wasn't able to time it correctly. The Refit still taking center, able to get some damage, and now we have Byleth fighting to get back in center, and which he does. Refit put themselves on the ledge, which is something that you'll see quite often from them, just because using header off ledge is a pretty broken strategy. So that's something you will see a lot, is Refit's intentionally just going to ledge so that they can set that option up. And again, Refit using the header, trying to look for openings. Meanwhile, this Byleth is kind of backed off a little bit. It's a little bit more open, and what a great catch from the Refit. This is last stock. This is to take that stock and able to defeat that opponent. We will have one stock left, but it'll be interesting to see who comes out next.
I guess it's another one, right? All right. Woo. Man, that was a lot of close ones, a lot of close calls.
That was insane. Yeah, you were playing super well. Yeah, the Wii Fit was really just didn't feel like it. They were able to really maintain like a solid advantage because it really did feel like you won most of the neutral interactions for that game. So yeah, good job.
Yeah, 100% was, the plan against VFit Trainer is there are a lot of times they like to ledge camp you and they just will stay on ledge forever and just plank. You just want to
Right.
make sure you win those interactions so they can't camp you.
Yeah, and that's something you saw the Wii Fit try to go for sometimes, but really wasn't able to do it to their advantage. Like they would try to go to ledge sometimes, but you were already kind of putting them there anyway, and it didn't even really feel that off ledge. They were getting a lot of opportunities off header.
Yeah, for sure. I think we are probably just gonna restart it, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna probably do the Bayo, where Bayo's probably gonna go first again, unless their Palu goes first. We'll see.
Now, this is an interesting situation where typically with crew battles, especially like larger ones where it really is just like doing it once instead of a best of three, is that they don't really have the advantage of knowing the next player is going to be. But it's a little bit more interesting though. At least you know now who everyone is playing, and you kind of know all the players, and so it'll be interesting to see how they kind of tweak the lineup
Oh yeah, for
going
sure.
into the second round of the crew battle.
It's really rough because you never, in best of ones, you never know if a team's very front heavy or very end heavy. So it,
Right, like sometimes they'll bring in the strong player to kind of just like get an early advantage and hope to keep it, and sometimes they really save it for the anchor, and you just never know. But now that you've seen all of them, you kind of have an idea of who's who.
yeah, for 100%. It's a little better. It's a little bit.
Looks like PS2 is going to be the pick. Just waiting on Ashland to select the character.
I wonder if they will do the same lineup or if they will interchange it in between.
I feel that you would at least have to change it a little bit, because if you,
Yeah, I mean,
like, I think it'd be pretty interesting if you just stayed like the exact same lineup that like we already saw how that would go.
right. I think that, repeating something again and again and expecting a different result is insanity. I think that's the quote.
Right, exactly. So it's like we've already seen how this plays out. So doing it again would be like, you know.
Right, it's like,
Unless maybe they're just confident in their adaptation skills.
yeah, hopefully. I mean, they didn't get to see our last player. Oh, wow, they're switching characters.
Yeah, this is a matchup we haven't seen before. Definitely forgot that this would be a factor too. A lot of these teammates on the opposing team, I'm assuming having some pockets. So it'll be interesting to see what characters they decide to pull out for the second round.
100%. I can't. I know everyone has them secondaries and pockets, but how good are they really?
Yeah, no, that's the question. Is like, we know you got your pocket cloud, but how well is it gonna do in this high intense crew battle?
Well, right now it's looking like not very well.
Yeah, got an early Bale with an early damage lead on this Roy. Not looking like he's finding too many neutral openings and not really able to get any of his combo starters.
Yeah, I think with the strategy with the Roy, if they're trying to find something that can just cheese kills very early with the forward tilt and forward smash, very, very. Oh wow, the counter.
Wow, I saw the move and I was like, wow, he just got killed by up smash, and then Roy was still standing. So I don't know. Maybe they knew something that we don't. Maybe this was the strategy all along. Who knows? But either way, this Roy with the early stock lead.
Could be the stock could be ended very, very fast. He's sitting at 138, 148%. Oh
Yeah, and still climbing. Oh, decided to pull
wow,
the same
it's
trick
a
twice.
gun.
Yep, that's something that we saw before in the last set. It looks like they're not really, haven't really picked up on it.
100%. I think I mean, the gun is very, very good, as you can tell in this matchup. He just keeps getting hit by it.
Right, and it's as simple as like an air dodge to get away from it too, because they're already sitting in middle stage. It's not like they're just gonna run, follow you, and punish you for the air dodge. So just air dodge and avoid it. But right now, let's look at a little bit more even. This Roy is taking a bit more damage, so I might be eating my words about it being even. But who knows? Maybe this Roy has something up his sleeve.
Which time into forward smash? As you can tell, he's a Roy mindseted player.
He's a very much a Roy mindseted player. And he's kind of getting punished as a result. Has Bayo in the corner now, but man, that side B is just such a good move for whiff punishing.
Oh, 100%. You cannot swing against Bayo. You know, if you mess up one swing, you are done for.
Right. Oh, and there's that Roy F smash paying off for Ashland. Even Sox now. Roy's sitting at 53%. It's Roy actually has some really good damage output combos. Haven't really seen too many of them so far, but it looks like he's starting to piece something together.
Oh yeah, now he's starting to do little combos, little something something.
Yeah, the little pockets, so starting to get a little warm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great F smash. Got Bayo now in the corner. Let's see what the ledge trap is. Oh, try to use the F smash to call out the jump, but mistimed it.
Oh wow, throwing out the force smashes. Like I said, Roy minded said players.
Wow, and what a spot dodge too. He said threw out the F smash. Bayo threw out the F. And Bayo threw out a F smash of her own, but he had the presence of mind to spot dodge it, and then side B for the kill. Definitely a Roy mindseted player.
100%.
And the pocket working out. It'll be interesting. I kind of wonder if now that you're kind of seeing this, maybe some of the other players of the team might start pulling out their pockets too. It'll be interesting to see if instead of even though now we know who the players are, we might get into a little bit of a counter pick war, just depending on how deep both teams' pockets go, I guess.
100%, 100%. There's a lot of teams who would just counter pick. It's kind of the meta of the game right now, as you can tell. Everyone, Zach Ray, he loves to counter pick. Maybe go Rob sometimes, maybe go Joker. Who knows?
Right, and that's his tame lineup too, because I remember OG Zach Ray, like 2019, when he used to play 5 characters and counterpick everybody. And honestly, it kind of feels like the meta's getting back to that point where people just are starting to juggle more characters.
100%. As you can tell, MK Leo picked up like 3 characters. He ended up picking Joker back up. He picked up Pyra Mithra, Aegis back up. I think it's just time where people need to have a pocket just to cover some matchups.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And MK Leo went Rob against Proto in Grands for that one tournament. So people are definitely starting to, brush off the easier meta characters that, do well against a lot of these matchups.
100%. And, one character can never cover all your matchups. You always have to have that pocket or a secondary that can cover those matchups for you.
Yeah, because you could probably do it as a solo main if you're willing to put in the work for it, but sometimes it really just does kind of feel hard to justify when you know that you have this easy top tier that does well against a matchup where your character might struggle.
Right. Oh, and it looks like we have our Zelda going in. So it's going to be Zelda versus that last stock of the Roy.
Now, this could honestly go either way. That Roy was starting to look a little warm after that first match, so he might be able to definitely get in and put some pressure on the Zelda since his options are so fast. But at the same time, this Zelda, pretty sus options, but they be getting their traps. So yeah. I don't really know how this is going to go.
So this is our Zelda this time instead of their Zelda.
Oh, this is your Zelda?
Yeah,
okay, so different Zelda. Different Zelda.
Let's see.
Okay. Let's see this. So this is a Wi-Fi Zelda.
Yep. This is this placement. This is the Zelda stuff.
There's. That's how you know that it's different. We're already seeing that knight in action.
Yup. As you can tell, this placement.
And there it is again. Yep. Went for the tech chase scenario. Wasn't able to get it, but nice use of neutral blade. And this is already the third knight we're seeing. This is clearly a different Zelda.
Oh yeah, 100%. As you can tell, this Zelda is actually. Oh wow, close shield. That shield is looking very small right now for Roy.
Right, and I really like this usage of Knight from Zelda to just cover one of the options and then use another move to kind of cover another one. So just being able to cover so many options at once is just so broken, and they're using it so well.
100%. And at like 80-90%, Zelda has a up B, like the up B kills very, very early. Good out of shield option.
Oh yeah, broken out of shield option, and even just overall, like, if you are against a high enough caliber of a player, I would never discount getting hit by a sweet spot fair or back air. It just feels like those skilled players just kind of know how to find their sweet spots too.
Trying to go for something saucy, looking for that dare.
Yeah, this Roy maintaining stage, just been kind of swatting at the Zelda, and so far it's been kind of working, keeping the Zelda off stage and in the corner.
It's very rough, you know, when Zelda has to play against rushdown characters. Um, you know, Zelda can't set up Knight. Zelda can't really camp you.
Right, Zelda has good traps, but it doesn't really have the frame data to kind of take advantage to the point where you could even start to set up some of those traps. So if you're going against a fast enough of a character that can just kind of keep you at bay or keep pressuring you, then
Oh,
it can be
wow.
very hard to get those started.
Roy losing the jump after the forward
Oh,
tilt.
yeah, unfortunate on the part of the Roy, but good on the Zelda, not dropping any stocks. And now in a much better position, keeping all of their stocks and moving against another character who will probably not be as fast as Roy, so we'll have more of a fighting chance, I would say, as far as matchups go.
100%. Yo, ask character before you play. Ask character before you play. Maybe we might see the Zelda again. Maybe we'll see the Palutena. Maybe we'll see the Wii Fit Trainer. But honestly, if I was them, I would 100% put their Palutena in.
Oh yeah, I mean, Hallie just again. I think we kind of talked about it before, although I think it was kind of reverse at that point.
Yeah.
But Hallie just has such a good game plan against Zelda. So honestly, I would say that would be the move. But you know, they went with some. The other team went with something different last time, so it'll be interesting to see what the thought is here.
Yeah. When I was in, I was definitely definitely a little cold, you know. But I warmed up, so hopefully.
No, you definitely warmed up. Dude.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like, although I will say, when you got hit by that header at the end, that looks so cool to me, even though it didn't kill. Like, I didn't want you to die, you know?
Yeah.
Just because I was like, you know, I gotta root for my boy. But at the same time, that header kill looks really cool, or, you know, it would have looked cool.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I was like, oh no, what happened? And I was surprised that I lived. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, me too. Because like I was thinking that was about to be a yeet smash snipe because it was literally across stage.
Right.
But you know, you DI'd it and you got the game. So sometimes you gotta finish your food.
100%. Hopefully, I don't have to take 5 stocks this time.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, you're definitely not put in that position again. But you know, now that you're warm, it might be alright. Although hopefully, you know, your teammates are warm too, so you might not need to be in that position. But
right.
yeah, it'll
Who
be
knows?
interesting.
Who knows? I might have to pull out my pocket Pikachu or something.
Oh, the pocket Pikachu. Although online, you would be kind of trolling.
Yeah. Honestly, like all my characters are so good offline. Like
Right.
I'm kind of forced onto either Byleth or Joker.
Yeah, I mean, Loki, I don't know how good your Joker is, but Joker to me will never be the bad option just because Arsene back here, I'm as a Joker main myself, well, Joker / Kirby main myself, back here is stupid. Oh, wow, we're getting a Zelda Ditto. This is going to be interesting to say the least.
It will be.
Oh, that was cool, the teabag between the two. Oh, man, it looks like we're getting started.
So Brunette Zelda is SAU and Silver Zelda is Ashland University. Ooh, SAU Zelda's starting off really strong. As you can tell, looking at the Knight usage between the two, you can tell that one plays online a little bit more and is a little bit more experienced with Zelda, while the other is...
Yeah, I would say the other,
Oh, wow! Flash kick!
Oh my gosh, what an option.
Good read from SAU Zelda, seeing that he was reflecting that a lot, punishing that reflection.
Yeah, and now Ashland on the... Right, Ashland, right?
Ashland, yeah.
That's the purple one.
Purple.
Yeah, Ashland on the kind of on the back foot. Really needs to take this stock, but I mean, so far, okay, they have SAU off stage, but not able to get a kill off of it, and honestly, still a little early for netting a kill unless you get a good Knight setup. Okay, SAU putting the pressure on Ashland or up B to get back to center.
Just like we were
Oh, but
talking
oh my
about,
gosh,
though.
the up B for the kill.
Yeah, the up B out of shield, very very good. Such a good option.
Yeah,
Also,
and now we have the SAU using the up B to get back on stage.
an important, really important thing in this matchup is learning how to displace that Phantom. If you can't displace the Phantom against Zelda, it's gonna be very very rough for you.
Right, and you would think that you'd be more aware just because you play the character yourself, but honestly, everyone's Phantom usage is so creative to the point where even though you play the character, it's still very likely that you could get hit by some setups that you honestly just weren't looking for.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Zeldas who play Zelda so differently.
Right.
As you can tell, there's some Zeldas who just ledge cancel and they just are super aggressive, and there's some Zeldas who just camp you until you can't you no more.
Yeah, because honestly, if Zelda just wants to camp with Knight, it can be so hard to contest just because you have that moving puppet there, and at the same time you can move around, keep yourself safe too. It can just be really hard to deal with if you're trying to get in on them. Okay, but right now, good a neutral B from SAU has Ashland kind of in the cornerish. It looks like they've been fighting for center pretty consistently, and one person hasn't really been, I would say, an advantage too heavily. Although SAU, I think, is still winning more neutral interactions overall.
100%. It's Ashland's at kill percent. There it is. You know, anything could have killed right there. Forward tilt could have killed.
Mm.
Up throw could have killed. Knight obviously killed. So anything right there would work.
Yeah, and honestly, Dittos are so interesting too because it's not even it's it's clear sometimes who the better player is, but even then just like with a matchup, we know even with really high level players like say Spargo's actually pretty bad with the Aegis Ditto, which is why Cosmos has beaten him before. So it's pretty interesting to see just because like regardless of a player's overall skill level, it almost does kind of feel that there has to be a different mindset that you take when you approach the Ditto since you're literally playing against a mirror of your own character.
Yeah, Dittos are very, very hard to play unless you play them often and practice them often. It is very rough.
Right, and most Dittos are kind of annoying. I don't know how they feel about them, but I just feel like most Dittos are kind of annoying. So that's not something that you're actively seeking out practice for either.
100%. Because, you know, Zelda is such an uncommon character. You're just like, do you want to practice the Ditto? Will you ever play the Ditto? Who knows?
Right, and honestly, would you want to play a Zelda Ditto online? Like,
Yeah.
it's at that point, it just kind of feels that you're kind of asking for pain.
Yeah, Zelda Dittos are kind of, ugh.
Yeah, it's like the only time when they actually get to experience what it's like fighting against Knight, and it's like, oh, this is what it's like. See ya.
Yeah. Right
But
now,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they bring in against the Zelda. Looks like they're picking
bringing the
Hollow Bastion for
maybe
the
Wii
stage
Fit?
pick.
It's their Wii Fit player. Wii Fit against Zelda. I don't know. This Wii Fit played very aggressive and liked to throw a lot of projectiles. So I don't know how Wii Fit would do against Zelda, especially since this Zelda likes to throw projectiles, likes to play aggressive. Zelda has a lot of get off me options and she has a reflector. How does Wii Fit trainer deal with that?
Yeah, and especially since Header is so crucial to Wii Fit's game plan, and Zelda has so many good options that send Header back in like an odd direction to the point where I feel like in a lot of scenarios you're gonna kind of be looking at Header being used against Wii Fit just because Zelda's options can easily like send it back.
As you can tell, see, she runs back and tries to do a header.
Yeah,
It's very, very hard to do against Zelda.
and sometimes it can really feel like your only option because at least that way you're safely playing outside of range of Knight. So if you're playing against two players who are both pretty patient and willing to kind of play that long game, it could easily take a bit longer when you have two players kind of playing at such a far range.
Oh yeah, As you can tell, this is just so rough for just to ledge.
Right. Weefit just does not have a lot of good options to get out of these scenarios against these traps that the Zelda is setting up.
Yeah, Knight blocks everything. Wii Fit can't really approach. Wow.
Yeah, and you're seeing. Yeah, and you're saying it's just interesting. It's like every time the Wii Fit wants to get in, either with header or with an option, the Zelda just has something there, whether it be neutral B, side B, down B. It's just so hard for Wii Fit to kind of weave this way past all these traps to even try to like play the closer game.
Oh wow, nice. Good for Tilt taking the stock. And you know, Zelda and Wii Fit are very similar in the way that they can both camp very hard each.
Right. Both of them kind of really excel at that long range. So it's really interesting to see that when you have two characters that kind of both excel at that range, which one is kind of forced to try and go and get closer, which versus which one, just kind of feels more comfortable in that element.
Oh, 100%. Oh my goodness, that up B almost taking that stock very early.
And this is kind of crazy. The Zelda hasn't taken a lot of percent since the game started. Took the first stock with only 25% on them. So we could very well see, and we're looking at it now. This Zelda could very well take, maybe all of these Wii Fit stocks.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! And as I say that, commentators curse. Yeah, the Wii Fit gets the spike, very necessary spike, because the Zelda had entirely too much momentum on their side.
100% very necessary spike. The momentum was leaning very, very towards SAU.
Yeah, I was calling a 3 stock. It looked like a 3 stock, but sometimes when you play the characters that kind of rely on the more cheese and the more gotcha options, sometimes you kind of have to go for the spike to, just close it out real quick.
So next we have our NECC player going in. Hopefully that he can take all 4 stocks. If not, I got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The confidence.
Yeah. NECC against Wii Fit will be interesting. I can't remember. Did we see this matchup before?
We did not. The NECC last time played against the Zelda.
Right, yeah, right. So yeah, this will be a new matchup. NECC against Wii Fit. Definitely be interesting to see what stage they pick, because that really could kind of determine a bit of that matchup.
100%. I think stage and certain matchups matter so much. You don't want to take. You don't want to take Captain Falcon to Yoshi's. You don't want to take Mario to Yoshi's. That's just terrible.
Right, there's just some unwritten rules where it's like, this character, don't go to this stage. Otherwise, you might just die when you should have.
You're right.
But yeah, okay, getting into the game. Pretty low-key, pretty nice skin on the NES. That's one of the more underrated skins, I'd say.
Yeah, for me, I like the skin that Tata uses, the white and red one. I think it's very clean, but this one is also very nice.
True. Okay, and there's the taunts. We're getting started.
Nice. Starting with the dash attack.
Okay. Yeah, so far this NES is putting a lot of pressure, and I like how he's kind of moving from ranges, using the arrows, and then kind of stepping back and using that side B to catch any approaches.
This Wii Fit trainer is playing very, very aggressive into NES, which is very uncommon thing to do against a NES.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not a very good strategy, just because if you're trying to play too aggressive against NES and you're not respecting side B, PK Fire is just so good for catching or stuffing out those recoveries and putting you in a bad position.
It's so rough because he can also absorb the sun.
Right, so your best option, or one of your strongest neutral options, already just straight out gets absorbed, and Magnet is so safe. So you're really kind of relying on header to do a lot of that work, especially if you can't get in with your normal options.
And there's that kill throw we were talking about.
And while that was efficient, it did not feel like that took long at all. That NES said, let me get you out of here real quick and bring on the next opponent.
So let's see what the next opponent plays. We will see if it plays Palu or he decides to change it up, because he still has to come through. He still has to go through that NES and me.
Right. Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they bring out next.
100%. I feel like there's certain characters in crew battles who are way more broken than other characters. Characters that like Wario, who gets to charge up their waft a little bit longer,
Right.
and
Min Min. Honestly,
Min
if
Min.
you have a
Yeah,
Min Min in your crew, then it might just kind of just be GG's to the other
yeah,
team, just because Wi-Fi Min Min too. Oh my.
yeah. Wi-Fi Min Min's kind of rough.
And then Sonic. If you
Oh
ever
my
have a Sonic
goodness.
in your crew, then that's just such a broken character to have in your roster.
Yeah, Sonic is so nice online. Having a Sonic on your team is so nice, especially because it's just so hard to play against Sonic. There's certain characters that just don't do nothing against Sonic. Oh, starting off strong. Starting off the PK Fire, very strong. Ferris. Ooh. Dash attacks. More PK Fires, Fairs.
Yeah, and this is interesting. This is not how I expected it to go. Paolo had some pretty good anti-airing options and able to keep Ness from approaching, but so far this Ness has really been playing pretty solid neutral against
Yeah.
this Paolo.
I'm thinking that he thought FD would obviously help him because of PK Fires and the platform camping. But personally, in my opinion, I think against Ness, it's a lot better to have those platforms where you can just play under them so you don't get PK fired. Taking the first stock at 38%.
Yeah, that's insane. This Ness taking the very early lead against this Paolo.
This, I think this Palu is playing a lot more antsy just because the Palu does have to take 6 stocks. You know, it's very rough. That's another thing that's very rough in crew battles.
Right. Honestly, sometimes, really, once you start getting the higher levels of play, it's that mentality that kind of makes or breaks you in game. And if you have that pressure of being like, oh, wow, I need to carry the team right now, it can put a lot of undue pressure on you when you're trying to play the game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It makes you play a lot more antsy. You know, you want to play a little bit faster. You want to get rid of the stocks as fast as you can. And honestly, you want to do the opposite thing. You want to play slow. You want to think about the game. Crew battles is very complex.
Yeah, there's more pressure, I'd say, on you than any other bracket environment, regular bracket, round robins, any other format. So really, it's a battle of the mentality and the battle of the minds, because whoever kind of has that mental fortitude is, in a lot of cases, who's just going to come out on top.
Well, the way it's looking like right now, it's looking like I'm not gonna have to play at all.
Which, I mean, honestly, I'm sure
nice,
you'd be pretty
yeah.
proud as your anchor.
I'm proud of my team.
Especially since you put on so much work last time. They're like, you know what? You put in your work last time. Maybe we just go ahead and close it out for you, boss.
For real. That's another nice thing, especially when you have amazing teammates. And as your anchor, you don't really have to play. You can just chill and cheer on your teammates.
Exactly. I think that's where you would kind of all anchors want to be, to the point where their other teammates are just so strong. They're like,
wow!
Y'all got this one. I'm gonna just watch.
Back air kills at 50%.
Yeah, that was insane. Ness's aerials are already so strong, and a lot of times, just because if you miss the aerial, Ness is in a pretty bad position, kind of like we talked about before with the recovery. But if you're confident in your edge guards and you go out there, Ness's moves have a lot of base knockback, at least those aerials, and so you get them out there far enough, and that just might be your stock and the game.
Yeah, that was the game. SAU would take it 2-0. Very, very good showing from both teams. Very good showing from both teams.
So they go FD and then I win.
You kind of saw the change-ups in the gameplay, but overall, I mean, I'd say more than anything, we really saw. I think all the players did solidly, but some of the you could really see who was representing for the team.
100%. I thank you for coming out, Shigo. I appreciate you for commentating and everything. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Shigo_SSBU, and then also on Twitch at, I believe it's also Shigo SSBU.
Well, we appreciate you for commentating, and thank you for watching and commentating me today.
Oh yeah, and thanks for having me, man. It was a great opportunity, and what a great tournament too.
Appreciate you. Hopefully we can have you back on soon, but I'm gonna end the stream now, and we're signing out.
Okay, have a good one, man, and catch y'all next time.